Welcome back. All right. We will pick up where we left off again, as we do when every single one of these things starts. We just pick up where we left off. But I want to show you what we will be building. So we have this project over here, this little template I put together for these tutorials. We're going to be building this, which is essentially just a listing page of episodes for the Flintstones. We're going to use a data file that I've got put together. We're going to import that. It's got some types defined. And then when you click on the details, it's going to pull in some information here. So it'll pull in the title. We're going to format the date, show the image. We'll use the UI stat items and some layout to show the season, episode, and rating. We'll show the plot, and we'll provide a button down there in the footer. And it's all going to be pretty cool. So that's what we're going to be building. So without further ado, we will get right in. Why do I say further ado? Nobody actually says that. That's not a real thing that people say still, is it? I don't know. It's ridiculous. All right. Well, either way, we're going to clear out some stuff in this home file. I'm basically going to get rid of everything between, I don't know, where is it? I just want to get rid of all the stuff in here, like so, and I'm going to return an H1 for home. And that'll be basic. We can also get rid of the styles that we have up here. And that should put us back into a relatively decent spot on our, So it just says home. So if we look at this, we're going to need a page layout. So we'll grab the UI page template and specify some things there. And then we will probably start stubbing out a couple little items. So let's head over real quick to the docs, elastic.github.io/EUI. And we will take a look under layout at page. And then I'm going to scroll down, click on template.js, and then just make that full screen so we can look at it. So we're going to copy and paste this page template from the docs. This is a shortcut to doing most of the things that we want to do. Okay, so we have a page template, which we're not importing, so let's go ahead and do that. UI page template. And then we'll take a look at what's going on in here. So our UI page template takes a couple of properties. It takes a page sidebar, which can be specified to some kind of React node. It can take a bottom bar, which again is something, right? It'll take a page header, which we will use. And inside that page header, we can have an icon, we can have page title, right side items, and tabs. And then the children of UI page template is some kind of content. So the first thing I'm going to do here is replace content with our H1 for home. Actually, we'll call this episodes just for fun. And then I'm going to get rid of tabs. We're not going to worry about tabs just yet. So I'll delete that. We'll leave our right side items in there because we're going to put a button in. We can change our page title to Flintstone episodes. And then we're going to get rid of the bottom bar and we're going to get rid of the page sidebar. And we're almost done. Right now we don't have a button. This is calling a React node. It's an array. The right side items takes an array of React nodes. Button is specified here, but we don't have a button yet. So let's fix that by importing an EUI button up at the very top. And then we're going to define a new constant called button. And that's going to be equal to EUI button. Give me my equal sign back. EUI button. And it's going to say, I don't know, what was it supposed to say? Watch now. Maybe it should say start watching. Start watching. And that button should have an icon. So we'll call icon type equals play. And that'll say start watching. And now you'll see our TypeScript error has gone away. And when we save this, we should be pretty good to go. So I'm going to save this, come back to my browser, and there we go. We have Flintstone episodes. You can start watching. and we render our H1 and episodes there. So we have a page template, right? We've got that laid out. The next thing we want to do is we want to pull in some data that we can then start to play with, right? So I have this simple little gist here, which is just a single response from the IMDb API. And it's got some extra things in here, like the interface is defined and whatnot. So if you hit that URL, click raw, you can copy all of that stuff. And then we're going to create a new file in source home called data.ts. And then we'll paste all of that stuff in there and save it. And then we'll take a look at what's going on in here. So down there, starting on line 24-ish, pardon my line numbers. They're not actual line numbers. They're relative. But anyways, down here on line 24, we actually export the episode's content, which is, you'll see the, this show type has it has an ID itself. It has a title. It's got some other little things in it. And then within it, there's the episodes array, which is an array of all the episodes. So this is primarily what we're going to be working with. But let's talk about the interfaces that are defined up here. So we have those individual episodes inside that array, which I've gone ahead and created this interface for the episode, which matches that object structure down below. So it's got an ID and a season number and a bunch of other things, right? And then the full response that contains the show details as well as all the episodes is a show type or a show interface that's been created here, which contains some extra things. And then you'll see we have down here on line 20 episodes, which is an array of the episode type coming from above. So just those are some things we should know as we work our way through this. So what do we want to do? Let's create ourselves an episode list, right? So we're going to create a new file called source or in source home. We're going to call this episode list.tsx. And we're going to export a constant called episode list. And it's going to be react.fc. It's going to equal a function. And it's going to return, for now, we'll just say an H1 that says episodes. I like to work at this stuff kind of iteratively. So just get something basic on the page so that way it'll save and compile properly without any crazy errors. So we have this basic episode list component. It doesn't do much, it just says episodes. But now we can come into home, our home file, and we can actually import it. So I'll say import episode list from episode list. And then we can replace our H1 down here with our episode list component, episode list. And now when I save this and look at it in the browser, I'm just going to see can't resolve episode list in source home. Where did I put it? Did I save my file wrong? Probably. Episode list. It's right there, isn't it? / episode list. Export const episode list. Did I spell it wrong? Oh, yep. Dashes are not the same as underscores, folks. Okay, there we go. Man, those spelling errors will get you. Okay, so our episode list is rendering. We know because it says episodes. So let's head back over to that file and we'll start making some changes. So the first thing I want to do is I want to kind of think through what properties are going to be needed here, right? So I'm going to need access to primarily all I really need access to is just the episodes array. So up here starting on line 1, I'm going to define an interface, which I'm going to call episode list props. And that's going to it's going to basically expect a list of episodes, which will be equal to an array of episode, like an array of the episode type. And then I can insert a new line up top, and I can import that episode type from the data file that we created, /data, right? And just for a quick little refresher, where that's coming from is here inside of our data file, we have this episode type, right? So that means it's going to take an array of things that look exactly like that. So back in our episode list file now, I will pass in the episode list props to the React function component. We'll destructure episodes here, and then that's kind of weird formatting. We'll destructure episodes like that, and then what we'll do is we'll just throw in a count of those episodes. So inside curly braces, we can reference the episodes themselves, say episodes.length, and when I save this, I'm going to get an error in my browser now because we have defined a property that should exist on site on this component, but we have not provided that property in the home component when we called it. So that's going to be what it's going to tell us, right? Property episodes is missing in type empty object, but required in episode list props. It's a super easy fix over here in home. When we call episode list, we will just pass in episodes. And this is going to be episodes.episodes. But before we can save this, we need to import episodes from our data file. So we'll import episodes, all caps, from, not all caps, from ./data. And now, when we save this, we're going to see 29 episodes, which means we're off to the races, right? We've got some data. We're showing some information about that data on our episode list page. We're not doing anything cool with it yet, but that's all there. And when we come back, we'll actually focus on putting some of these components on the page so that we can make them start doing stuff. Sound good? Good. But before we go, let's just do a quick little recap, because I know that was kind of like a fire hose of information. At least I feel like it was. So quick little recap. We have a data file, which we copied from that GitHub gist, right? It has some interfaces defined at the very top of it, and then it has the actual data for the episode, or the entire show, and all the episodes contained within it. In our home file, we import that show object, and we import our episode list and specify it down here inside of our page template. We also created some page template stuff, that page header. And then inside of our episode list file, we defined an interface called episode list props that expects an array of episodes that should match that episode type. And then we just show the episode count. That's all we render, really. Cool.